Breaking news, it was after an argument over a $2 lunch bag that this Duval County inmate wound up dead.
Damn, Cody. I usually don't say this, but man, you ain't supposed to go out like that. Over a bag lunch, it was either a bologna sandwich, old bologna, or it was the peanut butter. And not even a good peanut butter where it's smeared all over the two pieces of bread nice and you bite it and you get a good creamy piece of sandwich. It was the glob of peanut butter from the scoop, bloop, in the middle. So when you bite the sandwich, if you get the outside perimeter, it's nothing but bread. Come on, Cody. Your roommate? You're supposed to get along with your roommate.
The state attorney's office determined the homicide was justifiable because, according to investigators, Riley was the aggressor who threw the first punch. Riley.
What it, man? White Boy Radio back in the house. Listen, we're coming at you from Duval County, man. Duval County is in Jacksonville, Florida, if you are not too familiar with it. If you take a look at the thumbnail, you see Cody. Cody is a unfortunate soul, and I'm going to break this down for you. Now, I don't know the situation, but here's what I do know. I've been to prison in Florida. I know all about tattoos and guys that wear them. I'm looking at Cody just as you're looking at Cody, and what I see out the top, my educated guess here is he belongs to an organization called the Cutthroats. If you don't know who the Cutthroats are, they are a home team type of clique here in Florida. They are kind of ruthless. It's a gang. It's a gang out of Jacksonville. It's like a clique. To be honest with you, I believe it started from a rapper. Could be wrong. You might have to do the history on that. I do know one thing about them. They tie flags with the GDs. Anyway, back to Cody. Cody is a moron. First off, Cody broke the cardinal rule. Cody should not be beefing with your roommate. You never do that. Okay, your roommate has to be your number one ace coon boon, your bestie. It has to be. You can't have it any other way. Your roommate, you cannot argue beef. That's your living quarters, man. That's your bunkie. If you got a roommate with weird charges, if you got a roommate that you just have a weird vibe with, you have to fix that immediately. Either in-house, like you literally fix it, or man, you got to pull a stunt, power move, something. If you can't get him out the room, there's always a way you can leave the room, but you cannot live together with tension. This man bought a $2 paper bag lunch. If anyone's been to jail before, it's the paper bag lunch. It is the old bologna sandwich, the old bread, one slice of bologna, one slice of cheese. Sometimes I forget the bologna and you get the old cheese sandwich, and the steak cookie or the piece of cake, and that's it. They give you 2 sandwiches if you're on a work squad. Now look, some days they bypass the bologna and you get the old scoop of peanut butter. It's like I said in the intro, it's not all nice and smooth. It's the scoop, like an ice cream scoop. They put a big thing of peanut butter. And then so there's a scoop about half the size of this mouse on your bread. If you bite on that motherfucker, you get all bread sometimes. You have to appropriate bite it. You have to squeeze the sandwich, compress the sandwich, and then bite. So you get tasties. You don't get all bread. You don't want to get all bread. But those are the tricks and the trades. But the tricks and the trades are, you got to be cool with roomie. So just to recap, lunch gets served. Dude says, hey man, I got this brown bag for sale, man. Somebody give me $2, man. Hey man, I got the brown bag for sale, man. I just want $2. Give me a honey bun and a bag of chips. Of all people, Cody calls it. Hey, I call that, man. I call that. They get in the cell. Roommate says, hey, bro, what's up with that money? Oh, man, I ain't got it. He pulls a junkie stunt on the dude that lives with you. Yeah, that's not going to work. Look, when you go to confinement, this is where bunkie situation is 101, and you have to make it work. When you go to confinement, you never leave the room. So your bunkie knows every detail about your life, just as you do him by the time you guys leave that room. I mean, details that you don't even want to know. The problem is you're locked in a room with somebody. All you have to do is talk. All you can do is talk. So you get to know everything about that person. You cannot call up. You can't do that. This guy called the brown bag, and then he went in the same room with the bunkie and said, "I ain't got it." Like, you can't run game on your bunkie. Your bunkie knows if you've been getting money or not. Your bunkie knows if you hit on the gambling table or not. Your bunkie knows if you got canteen or not. It really amazes me that the bunkie even gave him the brown bag to begin with. I guess maybe he gave the benefit of the doubt that he'll come back into the room with the $2. So in the room, he asked him, "What's up with that money?" He got the money. Now Bunkie knows Mom is not sending this dude no money. Because if you go to the description and watch the original video, this dude did time for home invasion. So he did time for home invasion. And he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of armed robbery. So your background, you have home invasion. That's a PBL. That's punishable life. I don't know how much time he did, okay, previous time in prison. But he pled guilty to 3 counts of armed robbery with a gun. You're like, dude was going up the road for a long time. Like, he wasn't seeing the streets for a long time. They start squabbling. Bunkie, they start squabbling. Apparently, Cody pops off on him first. Remember me saying that. Cody pops off on the bunkie first. Bunkie says, "What's up with that money? I ain't got it." Bunkie's like, "Man, you ain't got, you're broke, bro. Why you trying me in front of the door, man? What's up, man?" Cody pops off on him. Probably stole him. Bunkie starts putting it on him. Now, I don't know who won and who didn't win, but that's just the sequence of events, how it happened. Somehow, some way, when they're fighting, Bunkie pops Cody. Cody drops. It's not really a knockout, but it's a knockout, but not really. There's a brain bleed. A brain bleed. They rush dude to the hospital. Perform surgery on dude. His brain is bleeding. Freak accident. Surgery goes well. However, 3 days later, this man dies over a state bologna / and or peanut butter, the ice cream scoop, sandwich, steak cookie / and or crumble cake. And he knew he didn't have any money for it. The dude was on his way to prison for a very long time. 3 armed robberies, people. He's probably looking at... He pled guilty to it, too. Okay? Guilty to it. If I had to guess, he at the very minimum, he was going up the road for 15 years. I say he's a cutthroat because of his tattoos on his face. I recognize some of them. I don't know if he is. It's my educated guess. But the meat and potatoes is, man, you didn't have to go out like that, bro. Can we bring that back? Remember when people used to say that? You didn't have to go out like that. You ran game on your bunkie. You cannot do that, people. This dude, he's dead now. He's dead. And here's what happened with the aftermath on this. Again, the original link to this story will be in the description. The dude does not get charged with homicide or murder. Okay? Even though I'm going to put this in the description, I do not really agree with how the media keeps portraying the guy who punched Cody and gave him the brain bleed like a murderer and this and that. I don't agree with that. Look, this scenario happens every day inside of prison and in most jails. Look, inmates fight all the time over food. Honestly, nobody fights over the brown bag. It's usually chicken night, meatloaf, something good, or better than that. But apparently, I've never been to Duval County. These guys must be starving Marvin because hey, look, they're fighting over the brown bag. And you can't buck, man. You can't buck. If it's cornbread for cake, if I got cornbread for your cake, then that means I have to give you my cornbread and you have to trade me your cake. We did a verbal agreement. I can't say cornbread for cake and take your cake and not give you cornbread. There's going to be an immediate issue there. I can't say green beans for salad and not give you the green beans. It doesn't work like that. I can't say bologna for peanut butter and you not give me the peanut butter. We had a verbal agreement. This is like inside of prison and jail. This is like a legal tender. This is like a legal no. Okay, this is like as good as like gold as in there. If I say cornbread for cake, I'm verbally agreeing that I want to trade my cornbread for your cake. We can have no mishaps here. This is a very simple agreement. I choose not to eat the cornbread. I'd rather barter it off, yell it. Hey, I have cornbread for cake. Any takers? Bill, you got cake? I got cornbread. Let's make a deal. We can't go wrong here, people. We can't go wrong. Cody didn't hold up his end of the deal. Cody popped off on his roommate. The state decided, in my eyes, this is how I'm looking at this, and I could be wrong. I'm looking at this like this. I see this video, I'll bring it to the internet. I know I've been to prison, I can recognize the tattoos. Just as I can, because I've been inside a Florida prison, most people looking at the thumbnail, you can, and maybe if you're from Florida, you can agree with me, and you can see the things that I'm seeing. But if you're not from Florida, or you don't know who the cutthroats are, you're not going to see that. I think the state knew that. I think the state knew that he had a prior conviction for home invasion. And if you don't know what a home invasion means, that means you are home in your house with your family or by yourself, whatever home is to you. And that means perpetrator enters your house while you are there. It's not a burglary. It becomes much more severe. It means I entered your living quarters and I am demanding something. I invaded your house. Not me, but the perpetrator. He had a prior conviction of home invasion. He went to prison. I think the state saw the tattoos that I saw. I think the state looked at the black and white paperwork and realized that he had a home invasion. Very, very serious charge. In the state of Florida, this charge is punishable by life. Meaning, if you're at your house and somebody unwillingly comes there and breaks in, they're looking at life. There's 10-20 life with a gun, and there's home invasion, punishable by life. He had a prior home invasion. He just pled guilty to 3 counts of armed robbery. Also, there's all types of fights inside the jail. They brought up, again, I don't agree with the media's take on this, but it will be in the description box. I think the state had it in front of them. And they said, okay, gang, home invasion, all these are robberies. He got in a fight over the peanut butter. His roommate whooped him. Brain bleed. Let's make this go away. If we charge the inmate with murder, homicide, we just got Cody out the way. we now have a trial on our hands, more than likely. By the way, the roommate had a failure to appear, which I find weird because I'm telling you, I don't know how much Cody pled guilty to 3 counts of armed robbery. So what I'm telling you is he's at least looking at 15 years. This guy that he fought had a failure to appear. That's nothing. That. I don't know why he hadn't bonded out. By the time court rolls around for him, he's going home. How are they in the same room? But the state's looking at it like, let's make this go away, justify it. That's just my take on it. Now, it could have went completely a different way, but somehow, some way, I think I'm nailing this right on the head. And hey, man, only thing you can say is, man, you didn't have to go out like that. Listen, man, follow the social media, and man, smash that member section, man. If you want the content first, man, if you can stand it, hit the join button below. Smash that subscribe. It's at White Boy Radio, man, everywhere. Twitter, Getter, Instagram, Minds. We're everywhere, man. Twitch, DLive, Patriots Hub. I am everywhere, man. But you should be right here on YouTube. Smash that subscribe. Shout out to my members. Shout out to my subscribers. And, man, look, man. Don't go out like this dude, man. $2 lunch. We got to be smarter than that. If I got cornbread and you got cake, we keep it funky. I got your cake and you got my cornbread. We don't have to die about it. It's just not that serious. Until the next one.
Counts of armed robbery. He previously served time in prison for home invasion and assault with a deadly weapon. Records also.
I care less about that attorney and whatever he feels and thinks about. That family has ignored phone calls. That girl used to live there.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe, bitches.